Back in August, Right Now Loads released a new admin, and ever since then, our goal has been to update the features of the admin based on suggestions from our members. So every month, we have some really good new features that not only make it easy for our dispatchers, but make it easy for our users to find loads more efficiently. So I'm going to log into the new admin, and what I'm going to go over today is how to find loads and what are the new features we added for the month of December. From the dashboard, you can click on Find Loads. It's the first icon with the magnifying glass. This will get you to Find Loads tab. This is where you can post a new load, you can edit your current loads, you can view your bookmark loads, any saved searches that you might have, you can view those as well. So let's first browse for some loads, and we're going to originate our pickup out of Texas. So let's click on Texas. From here, we're now viewing all loads from our dashboard that are leaving Texas. Now, what we can do is we want to sort these loads based on our type of trailer, or how much weight we can carry, or if we want to narrow it down to a pickup city, we can use the alphabets to sort by the first letter of the pickup city. So let's say I'm looking for loads for a 24 to 26 foot truck, so I can only haul about 12,000 pounds. There's an option to sort by weight, which will allow you to select a load under 16,000 pounds. Once I click that link, it's now showing me all loads out of Texas that are 16,000 pounds and under. Now, some of these loads, the pickup location may be out of my radius, and I'm not sure of some of the names of these cities, how far they are away from, let's say, a 100-mile radius of San Antonio. So I'm only looking for loads out of San Antonio. What you can actually do is once a load is highlighted, you can click on that load. And a new feature that we added is our deadhead mile calculator. So once I get to the load details page, I then have the option of selecting my pickup location, which we'll say is San Antonio. And this will tell me that this load is 125 miles away to pick up, which is a little out of my radius, but 25 extra miles won't hurt, so I might be able to still pick up this load. So let's go back to the load listings. Now let's say we don't have time to click through all of these loads and calculate the radius to see if they're close or not. So another option what we can do, which is under the other options, is radius search. So I can click on radius search, and now what I'm able to do is I'm able to set loads picking up in Texas that are also going to start in San Antonio, and I'm going to say with a 100-mile radius. My trailer type is flatbed, and I'm looking for loads under 16,000 pounds, so I can check off those two. And I'm also willing to drive outside of Texas, but not too far. So I'm willing to go to Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Arkansas. And I'll click on Find Truckloads. What this is doing now is it's searching our load board for loads that fit our criteria of pickup radius, trailer type, weight, and destinations. So give it a little bit to search, as it's searching about maybe 30 to 45,000 loads. And these are new live loads that are updated daily on our load board. So there's actually nothing out of that radius. So let me go back And now let me try to do another search of just multiple states. So now that there's nothing out of that radius, let me just find out what loads are going from Texas that are going to the states I'm willing to drive to. And I'll select flatbed. And it already knows Texas is a state I'm picking up loads in, so I'll hit search. So now the loads that are showing now, I know for a fact that all of these are a little bit out of a 100-mile radius of San Antonio, but this is definitely what's available for me to pick up. I can also, if I don't feel like doing this search over and over again as I log back in, and I know this is pretty much a dedicated runs that I'm looking for, I can click this option at the top that has Save This Search. I can give it a title. And what this will do is basically anytime I need to get back to that search, I already have that search saved. Now, let's look at this Dallas load. When I click on this load, I'm brought to our load details page. Another feature that we've added is a lot of time drivers are on the road. They don't have a pen and paper or time to stop to write down the details information. And a lot of times they might have their wife or another dispatcher that uses our software to find loads for them. And what they can do is actually put in the driver's phone number, select who's their wireless provider, and send the load details in a text message to them. And this helps a lot when the truckers are on the road. And the text message will contain all the information that's here in the load details box. Pickup date, pickup location, delivery location, dispatcher's name, phone number. We've also added underneath the load details the weather forecast. And it's next to the driving direction. So it gives a very easy layout of what the weather condition is going to be, not only for the pickup location, but for where the load is going to as well. Once you're on this page, if you ever need to get back to this load again, at the very top, there's a bookmark tab, which is great for the dispatchers when they're looking for a lot of loads and they need to get back to certain loads after making phone calls to find the rates. So here, after you make a phone call, a lot of times you can go back in and put in some notes. Maybe the shipper's charging $1.25 a mile. This way, it leaves the dispatchers to communicate more efficiently with the truckers. They can go ahead, make as many phone calls as they need to, leave detailed notes, get back to the load, and dispatch this back to their driver more efficiently. Another great feature that we've added is the breakdown of backhaul loads. So once you're on the load details page, there's an option to view backhaul loads that's located on top of the map. And what we've done is we've matched these loads according to the trailer type and the pickup city and delivery city and state. So what we see here is that we have 9 loads that are going back from someplace in Oklahoma to someplace in Texas. We have nothing that's going back from the exact same city, which would be Oklahoma City to Irving, Texas. But we have 2 loads that are picking up in Oklahoma City, which is exactly where we dropped off one load, going back to someplace in Texas. And then you may want to look for just anything leaving Oklahoma, not necessarily going back to the same location. So let's take a look at the first one. And these 9 loads already matches the same trailer type, and these are all loads which would be great backhaul loads if you just dropped off a load in Texas. So these are all loads that are picking up in Oklahoma, going back to Texas. Now, if we go back and we only want to see a load that's close, there's two loads that are picking up exactly where we delivered a load going to two different locations back in Texas. So the backhaul loads new feature really cuts down on narrowing out which loads you want for a backhaul. And sometimes you may be willing to go to a completely other state and not necessarily have to go back to where you picked up the load. So this last option will show all loads leaving where you just dropped off a load. And once again, these are already matched with your weight or your trailer type